All right, so this is what we're going to do. I've got my wreath frame here. This is just a Dollar Tree 14-inch wreath frame. I put 18 ties on it, 10 on bottom, 8 on top, just like you would with the regular work wreath frame. So we have that. Here's our sign. So this came from Walmart, actually, and it was a yard sign, one of those yard stake signs that you put in the ground. And I just took the back off of it, and we're going to use it for a wreath sign. So it says home for the holidays. It's got a little barn on it, of course, or barn shape. I'm going to set that over there for a second. We are going to be using this really pretty natural red and green stripe mesh. We're going to do that. That's 30-inch Ruffles. Hello, welcome. Oh, well, I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that, for sharing. All right, so I have some plaid left over from the gingerbread wreath kit that we did. So we're going to use this red, and it's got a little strip of gold in it. We're going to use that along with this Merry Christmas, and it's got the barn on it. And I think it looks kind of similar to the one we're using, so we're going to use that. And those are the only two I'm using in the ties. And then the rest we're going to use in a bow. I didn't get time to make the bow ahead of time, so if we have enough time and I don't take too long, I'll make it on the live. So I'm going to use some red tubing, and I've got some jute green that I'm going to use in here. So we're going to use those two. So let's get started on this. And I think I'm going to try and do these all at once. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Hi, Tina. Thank you so much for joining me. I got to move this bucket somewhere. My little trash bucket. I need like a hook or something right here to hang it on, because I like to use that and then throw it in the, empty it into the trash when I'm done. So I'm just going to ruffle these up the center. Again, I cut these at 30 inches. So it took almost 2 rolls. Not quite. So what's everybody doing today? Thank you for sharing. I really do appreciate that. Yes, happy early turkey day. So I'm going to give that one twist. Put those ruffles in. We want to open this up, make it look like a little flower. And then we're going to take our ribbon. Everybody says it saves time putting all this in at once, so let's find out. So I'm waiting for my daughter and my grandkids from South Carolina to come up. So they will be here this evening to spend Thanksgiving with us. All right, let me open these up so we can use the tubing as well. So has anybody already started cooking? Or do you wait until Thanksgiving Day to do it? Thank you for sharing. I do appreciate it very much. All right, so now I can twist that off. And if we want to get rid of that, we can get rid of that tie, or the ends of the tie. All right, so we're going to go to the next. I always start on the top. For me, it's just what I prefer. Got 2 pies in the oven. Yeah, I cheated and bought pies this year. I knew there was no way I was going to have time to do it, so I cheated. And I bought pie. I usually make my own, but I had so much other stuff going on. Oh, you drove an hour each way, or 65 miles each way to get your youngest son home for the holidays. Hey, we do what we have to get him home, right? All right, so I'm going to pull this other one up that I already put down so that these are next to each other. We don't want them laying on top of each other. Hey, Rachel. So I normally go live on Wednesdays at 8 p.m., but of course, because of tomorrow being the holiday and needing to get some stuff prepped tonight, I thought I would just go a little bit earlier and try to get it done before Susan does our group at 6 o'clock. Well, does Lori's group at 6 o'clock. So I wanted to be there for that. So I figured I would just do it now. So the tubing's cut at 24 inches. Oh, I'm sorry, he has to work. Yeah, they are needed on Thanksgiving more than anything, right? All right. My ribbon tails are cut at 13 inches tonight. 5 bags of laundry. Roxanne made fudge. Oh, I guess I need to put mesh in before I put the ribbon in, right? Yes, ma'am, I am using tubing. The mesh is cut at 30 inches. The ribbon tails are cut at 13, and the tubing is cut at 24. I love this mesh. You can also join my email list by going to the top of my business page and clicking on the link there, or you can just type in the word email and I will send you the link after this live. Hello. Oh, you are not late at all. Yeah, that's me. I go to the store, I'm in and out, and that's it. But type in the word email. I will send you the link after the live. You can do the same if you want the list of supplies. I have some list I have put together with links, clickable links. And it will take you to everything from boxes I use to... oh, you are very welcome. Yes, you did. Pamela's the one that won my wreath kit on Sunday's live when we were doing our finale of our 12 days of Christmas. So congratulations to her. She just got it yesterday. So we can't wait to see her wreath. She won my Christmas wreath kit, which is the wreath right here behind me I'm hanging up. But my supply list has everything on it that I could think of that I use to help people, because I get a lot of questions. That's one of the things I get asked the most, is where I get my stuff from. So all right, this was the last one, so I guess it did go a little quicker, huh? All we have left to do is put the sign on and then put on all the extras. Not bad. Probably would have gone a little bit quicker if I hadn't kept forgetting to put things in. But that's all right. You get used to it after a while, I guess. I'll have to keep that in mind. Hey, Joy. Do I list instructions for this wreath? I don't, but I can. If you are interested in it, you can just message me and I can tell you. But normally I don't. I only do that with like wreath kits. And I do put the list of supplies when I add it to my YouTube channel. I do put like the list of supplies there in the description, but yeah, normally I don't unless somebody asks me. But if you private message me, I'm happy to give you the instructions. All right, so we're gonna fold these out. They're all wanting to stand straight up, and I want them to lay out. And then we're gonna put the sign on, and I'll show you how using those needles come in handy for doing the signs. So if you guys struggle with putting signs or any kind of attachments on your wreaths, I'm going to show you a little trick. All right, here's our sign that we're using. I'm going to put it slightly off center. Here's our wreath. Let me show you that real quick before we move on. So there's that. So the 24-inch frame, this is now about 24 inches. So here's the sign we're going to use, and it says home for the holidays. This was just one of those yard signs from Walmart. And I put pipe cleaners on the back. Excuse me, got fibers in my nose. All right, so I'm just putting it slightly up from the center. I don't want it to cover the whole thing because I make a bow. I put it right down here. So we're going to put this at the top. All right, here is the needles. So I sell these in my shop. You get a pack of 3 of them. You get them in a little baggie so you can keep them, reusable baggie to keep them safe so you don't lose them. They're random colors, but they're just under or over 3.5 inches. They have a big eye on them to help with pipe cleaners and that. And this is what we use to put signs on. So let me show you how quick and easy it can be to put this on. Just take your pipe cleaner, put it through the end, fold it over, and then I'm going to go right down in between my mesh and my ribbons. I don't want to get my ribbons stuck up underneath it. Pull it down, and that's it. There's one. We're done with that one. I'm going to tie this off. This is probably the harder part, is tying it off because my fingers don't want to go in between the rings. I like the sign too. It's actually a yard sign. I just took the stake off of it. So you can find signs everywhere. So there's one. We're going to take the other one, put it through there. Again, we're going right down through the mesh. I don't have to move the mesh and look for an opening, and I don't have to fight with the pipe cleaners to get through the mesh because you know they could get snagged on there and be a pain. So there's that one. I'm going to give this one a twist around the wire. Well, like I said, the hardest part is getting your fingers in between. If you got fat fingers like I do, getting them in between the rings of the frame. So I don't want to pull too tight because I don't want the sign to smash my mesh and ribbon. All right, so now we're going to do the third one. And I should have had y'all time me to see how long it took to do this, but as you can see, it does not take long at all. And it's better than sitting there fighting with your pipe cleaners or wires. You can use it on grapevines because they bend. So you can find those in my shop. For me, it just, Audrey asked, I haven't understood why ribbons are placed where the sign is going to go. Some people don't. Some people don't put them there. But for me, it just completes the look. If they take this sign off and want to put a different sign on here, it wouldn't look nice because there's no ribbons up here. So the ribbons still stick out. You can still see the ribbons. The sign doesn't completely cover them. But if I sold this and then a year from now they decided they didn't like this sign and they wanted to change it out for a different one, they could do that. But if that sign is smaller and there's no ribbons here, their wreath isn't going to look nice. So for me, that's the reason I do it. I don't know about others, and I know there are people out there who make the wreaths and they don't put the ribbons where the sign goes, and that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, that's the reason I do it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Carol. All right, so that one's on here. And that's how quick that went on. So if you have like attachments, if you have like a snowman or a gingerbread or something like that you want to put on, it helps for that as well. And they also work great in grapevines. So because they'll bend, they're plastic, they'll bend a little bit and give and help get through if those grapevines are tightly wound. So you get those in a pack of 3. They're $5.50, and that includes your shipping. So you get those in my shop at wreathdecorbydawn.com. They're very popular. So all right, now we've got the sign on. Let's go ahead and make a bow and we'll be done. All right, so what I pulled out for my bow is a bunch of ribbons that I thought had the farm theme to them. This is one and a half. So I've got 3 2.5s. Did I miss one? Oh, here, this one. I don't know if I have enough of this barn one left. We'll see. All right, so this one has got the natural, and it's got the red glittered Merry Christmas all over it. So we're going to have to do this one by hand because we want the words going the right direction. I usually do not do them by hand because to me it's a pain, but we're going to do this one. I'm going to do a 14-inch tail. So I'm going to gather it up, put that in my hand. I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it over, and I want about a 5.5-inch loop. I like 5.5. I don't like 6. So we're going to gather that one right there in my hand. And I learned this from watching Hardworking Mom. We're going to take this one and come around. We're not twisting it. And we're going to create that loop. Make sure that they're even. And I'm just going to tuck it in behind those in my hand. I'm putting it in between my thumb and my index finger. Let me straighten these out so you can actually read the words. There we go. They match. And I'm going to do 4 of these. So again, I'm going to twist the, I'm not twisting, excuse me. I'm going to bring this one up, get it the same length loop, and I'm going to tuck this in behind. Nope, it's still a little shorter. There we go. And then again, one more time. And then we're going to tuck that one in between. So let's see. I need to loosen that one up a little. Make sure they're all going the right direction. Yep, there we go. All right, then I'm going to pull my tail and twist that because I want those words coming this direction. And I'm going to put this in my bow maker and hold it. I forgot to twist this one. I know it's hard to see it, but move this stuff out of the way. Yeah, I don't know. For me, that's just my thinking when I do the ribbon tails and that. Okay, they're all the same length. We're going to cut this one off. Let's pin this. I need to get rid of that pin. There was something, I think the end of it is bent and it keeps snagging. I don't want it ruining my ribbon. Okay, there we go. We got one. Move this out of the way. All right, let me see. I want to put this one in. Let me see how much of this barn one I have left. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Let me see if I can get one loop out of it on each side. Thank you for sharing. I really do appreciate that. If y'all are just joining, please give us a like and a share. And if you're new, let me know that you're new and that you're watching or where you're watching from. All right, so we can get about a 5-inch loop out of this. That'll work. So we're going to do a 4 and then 2. I mean a 4 and then 1. Excuse me, 2 and then 1. 2 on each side. Someday I'm going to learn English. All right, so we had just enough for that. That works for me. So I did 2 on each side on the bottom. Then we did 1 on each side with the barn. I keep my things that tell me what the numbers are for the ribbon in case I want to order more. I just tear that off and keep it. Let me see if I like this one. I don't know if I was going to like this one. This one looks like it came from Michael's. And it's a plaid, red, green, and gold plaid with snowflakes on it. Okay, so we're going to do 14-inch tails again. Give it a twist. I know some can do it with the tails going that way, but to me it's backwards and I can't do it that way. So this one is going to be about 4.5 inches and we're going to do 4 of them. That way it doesn't hide my other ribbon. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I know everybody's got a lot going on with the holiday. I hope you all have a great holiday. Get lots of good food and lots of good pies. First time watching from Kentucky, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Love it when we get newbies on here. And I do go back after my live and give everybody a nice big welcome. All right, so now we've got 4 of the plaid. I'm going to leave that one there. We don't have to twist it, so we're going to spread these out. And if y'all are new and you haven't joined yet, we have a free community page, myself and 2 other designers. It's just a place where you can gather and share your crafts, meet other crafters. You can join that by going to Fab Fine Community, FABFINE Community, Fab Fine Community. Try it anyway. Making pumpkin pies and watching. Well, I hope you're going to share them. Like I said earlier, I cheated and bought pies this year because I knew I wasn't going to have time. I don't know if I want this one or not. I like it, but we're only going to do 1, so let's see. I like the trees. I just love the pattern on the trees. So that one is about a 4-inch. So we're just going down a 1/2 inch on each one. Hello from Texas. Welcome. All right, so I think I'm going to end up doing just 2 of the 2.5. Maybe this one. I might do the reindeer one. I really like the reindeers. We'll see. I'm going to do the plaid. Yep. Mine are already done, so I don't even have to do that. Sometimes you just have to, you know? There's just not enough hours in the day sometimes. And family doesn't care. At least they never say anything, so. I think they're just happy to have the food and be together, so. All right, so we did 4 of those. Hello from South Carolina. That's where my daughter and grandkids live that are coming up. All right. I don't know, this one might be a little too white with everything else being the natural color. I think we're just going to stop with the trees. So with the trees, we're just going to do 1 loop on each side. So after I get done here, I have to go down and get my oven going and make dinner first. So we're just doing 1 loop on each side with that one. And then I'm going to take about an 8-inch piece of this last one, fold it in half. Ask again, Sharon. I don't understand the question. Down near the Georgia line? Yeah. They're over by the coast. Oh, you're not late. Nope, nope, nope. And then I'm going to put this in here. This is going to be my center loop. All right, we're going to take, I was going to say, don't tell me I forgot to refill my zip ties. Go up underneath here. I like using a zip tie. I have problems with my hands, so wrapping wire and getting it tight enough just doesn't work for me. So zip ties work really well. So I'll get it tight right now. Not too tight, but tight enough that everything will stay in place. And then I'm going to use, there it is. Whoops. Guess that didn't want to stay. Let's get it out of the way. I better use 2 just in case. I'm going to put 2 pipe cleaners together and fold them, or twist them together. Is that ribbon, I don't know what that last one's supposed to be. Natural and red. Plaid is natural and red. Yes, ma'am. All right, so I'm going to take this out. I'm going to hold one side like this. I'm going to take the zip tie, twist it around, and I'm going to get it into that groove where those pegs were, or the gap where the pegs were. Tighten it up just a little bit more, enough to where I can move my ribbons around and not ruin my bow. Because I have to twist all these around and get them where I want them. But first we got to put this pipe cleaner in. We're having a frozen lasagna tonight. We typically have that on the night before holiday because I do so much cooking for the holiday. I don't want to have to cook dinner tonight. All right, so we're going to get that a little tighter. I know that's not good. I get people who get upset that I have a frozen lasagna, but hey, I do what works. All right, I'm going to hold this and I'm going to pull my ribbons and give them a twist. Hardworking Mom calls that breaking the bow, and that loosens up your center there and gets it so that your ribbons set nice, or your loops set nice. We like it. So I'm going to twist those and make sure that everything sits up nice and pretty, and that nothing is twisted and in the wrong place. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Oh, that sounds good too. We love pizza. All right, so there is the bow. Everything is untwisted and moved, and we can tighten that down. All right, let me get my pliers so I can make it really tight. Oh, that's what we get, the Stofers. I love that one. I wouldn't buy a generic or anything like that, but the Stofers one I like. All right, there's our bow. Let's get our wreath back up here. Oh, and I put my needles away. All right, so let's get the needle out. Thank you. And we're going to put each pipe cleaner on separately because I want that to go. All right, so here's another tip too. When you putting your bow on, if you want it to sit up nice and pretty, make sure you put it in between your ribbon tails. And that'll make it so it doesn't look sunk down in. There we go. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to push it down into the mesh, grab a hold of that one. I don't know what's going on downstairs, but it sounds like a lot of moving stuff around. Take the other one, and I'm going to go right on the other side. Do the same thing, go down through the mesh, and both those pipe cleaners are now on the back. I know I'm smashing my bow, but it's okay. Take those two pipe cleaners, go around the rings, and tie them off. And don't pull your bow too tight. Let me see how tight I need it. If you pull it too tight, your bow will look sunken in the middle. You don't want that look. So there. All right, the bow needs to come this way a little bit. Get my tails going. All right, now I can adjust it if I need to, because I only twisted it around once. So see, if you pull too tight, what's going to happen is your bow is going to move down into your wreath. We don't want that. We want it to sit up nice and pretty on top of that mesh. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so there we go. The only thing left to do is to do our dovetails and then adjust everything, which I'll do after. But there's our wreath. The only thing I didn't do was dovetail my ribbons, but I'll go back and do that. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate y'all coming and watching early with me. I know I'm usually on it later, but I wanted to make sure that I got my live in. I will have a picture of this probably Friday, because it's dark now. I can't get a picture on the door. But I will get a picture of this up on Friday, but I will list it in my shop if anyone's interested. It'll just say made on Facebook Live, so anyone watching the live will see it. So thank you all so much again for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Enjoy your family, your friends, however you're spending it. Enjoy your food. And I will see you all again on Friday, hopefully. Enjoy your holiday. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I will see you on Friday. And be kind.